Okay, let me start in trigonometry video, part 4. And as I promised, this part I wanted to be prove how to prove or how to find the sine law and the cosine law. Sine law and the cosine law. Let's name this triangle. Let's say this is A, this is B, and this is C. Okay, and let's take this as A, this as C, and all this as B lengths. Okay, and let's have a height here from B to AC. It's perpendicular, so we have 90 degrees, right? Let's this point be H, and this is a height. Let's divide this B into this part here is M, and this part here is M. Okay, suppose I want to know, and this is any triangle ABC. It's not right, huh? It's any triangle. This is acute or obtuse angle, whatever. But it's not right. A is not right, and C is not right as well. Let me say I want to find the length of A, for example, or the measure of angle A. To do so, to find A or A, we use something called cosine rule. Cosine rule. What is cosine rule and how can we find it? We start with A. If we want to find A, or if I want to find angle A, I start with A square, right? Let me take A square in this triangle, BHC, because the triangle ABC is not right. So I'll take the right triangle BHC. A is a hypotenuse, right? A is a hypotenuse in this triangle, so it represents, or it's equal to sum of the squares of the other two sides, which is H square plus N square. That's great. Let me say that I don't have the H, I don't have the N, I have the C and the B. How can we find A in terms of B and C? So A square, I leave it. H square, I have to go and find H, what H equals to, and N equals to as well. Let's find H in this triangle, for example, ABH. In triangle ABH, it's also right triangle. If I take angle A, and find its sine, we all know that the sine of an angle, it's simply opposite, right, over hypotenuse. So in this case, sine A, what is opposite to angle A? Angle A, opposite to it is H. So it's H over the hypotenuse, which is C. That's nice. Why? Because now I can cross product and find H. So H is equal to C sine A. Now I have H in terms of C and sine A. I substitute it here instead of H, C sine A. But we don't have H. We have H squared, so it's C squared sine square A. Plus, I need to find what is N now. I need to find what is N. That's nice. What is N? N simply, it is all B, subtract from it M. It's B minus M. This means I should know what is M. To know what is M, I can take, let's say, cosine, right? Why cosine? Because cosine A is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And what is cosine A in this case? What is the adjacent of cosine A? It's M. And I need to find M. Over hypotenuse, it's C, no problem with C. Over 1, cross product, we got what? We got M equal C cosine A. C cosine A. So what we do here is we substitute instead of N, its value, which is C cosine A. No, it's not N, it's M, right? So N is equal to B minus C cosine. Sorry, here we have cosine, right? Another C. So C cosine A. This is what? This is B minus M. M is C cosine A and B is B. So N equal B minus C cosine A. What is N squared then? B minus C cosine A all squared. All right. Let me now take this. Let me take this and work with this only. Oh, sorry. Let me copy this. Okay. Let me copy it. Copy it and take it down a little bit. Okay. So let me expand the b minus c cosine a squared. We have here some value to expand. All right. Now, what is a squared equals to? A squared is equal to c squared sine squared a plus b minus c cosine a squared. It's an identity. Square the first minus 2 times the first times the second, which is c cosine a, plus square of the second, which is c squared cosine squared a. That's nice. A squared is equal c squared sine square a, c squared cosine squared a. Can we factorize it? We take c squared common factor outside. What left is sine squared a plus cosine squared a plus b squared minus 2bc cosine a. So what is that? Sine squared a plus cosine squared a is a rule that says it's 1. 1 times c squared is c squared. So I end up with a squared equal, let's start with this, b squared plus c squared times 1 is c squared minus 2 times b times c times cosine of the angle included between the sides b and c, which is a. This is, we call it cosine rule. Cosine rule or cosine law. A squared equal b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a. And we have something very special about this, I will tell you. But before, let me just draw a triangle. Let me just draw a fast triangle here to tell you something. Okay, to tell you how we use it. This is important. Any triangle, I said, any triangle, right? Any triangle, if we name it, for example, like let's name it M, N, P this time. This is M, and this is N, and this is P, right? Let me find M. What is M by cosine law? M squared equal N squared plus P squared minus 2 times N times P times the cosine of the angle between them, which is M. If we want to find N, for example, N squared is equal to M squared plus P squared minus 2 times M times P times the cosine of the angle between M and the P, which is cosine of angle N. Exactly if we want to find P, right? The same. P squared is equal to M squared plus N squared minus 2 times M times N times cosine of the angle P, which is between the sides M and N. Here, the beauty of this is suppose we have this triangle, a right triangle. Does this work? Yep, it works for sure. This is for general triangle. This means whatever triangle is, we can use this, even if it is right triangle. Suppose it is right triangle at M. Suppose this angle here is 90. Can we use this formula? Yes, we can use it. Somebody will say, if it is 90, I would use only M squared equal P squared plus N squared, because this will be a hypotenuse, the M, and hypotenuse squared equals sum of the squares of the other two sides. And he's right 100%. But if we put this formula, right, what is the angle M? It's 90. If M is 90, so cosine 90, we all know that cosine 90 is what? It's 0. 0 multiplied with all this factor, it will be 0. So what left is simply the Pythagorean relation, which is M squared equal N squared plus P squared. So this is the general formula we used, and the Pythagorean relation is one of the particular formulas of this, because the triangle will be special triangle. Next video, I will try to give you the sine law, and we try to do some examples.